Alright, so I've started this project here. It's been long overdue since I should have done or do one of these again. And what I have here is just a basic Vue project. In some sense, it has PWA support and it's for a tutorial site that should have a backend as well, which is going to be implemented later on or somewhere along the line. But for now, we're just focusing on the front end, and we just have some basic stuff in here. The basic, like the router, the store, that's the Vuex, and we have the service worker for the PWA aspect of it for loading and offline caching and updating all those stuff. There's two other things that I want to add to this, and that's Axios, obviously, for the HTTP API connections and stuff like that. And I also want Vuetify for our design or whatever. But there's one thing I want to check that I've been meaning to do, and that is to check the HTML file to see if well, no. Normally, I think that the PWA there should be something in here that connects them, that manifests that JSON. Probably I'm gonna have to create that my own self, but for now that's fine. What I want to do is just to add the Vuetify first. So we're just gonna say view add Vuetify, and then I'll add the Axios to this. I think that's what it should be. So on their website here, so this is the new docs, or how it looks now, which is okay, which is pretty cool. I actually like it. I saw it the night they actually did this. Like, I came off a minute and then I went back on this thing, and when I checked, it looked like this. Let's just go to get started. And as you can see, you would basically just create your app, so your Vue app, and then you just add Vuetify, and we would have just done. So you can see that it's installing. I wanted to do it from the UI, but it's been giving me a bit of issue. My npm also has been giving me a bit of issue. That is why I created this project. I pre-created it, you can say, and it just has the basic stuff. The only thing that I added was the PWA support, so that we can have that aspect of it as well, because I want it to be able to be downloaded and stuff like that. Alright, so I'm just gonna go for the default preset because I don't want to have to do anything, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the default. Alright, so that's finished, and I wanted to point out that it is highly recommended that you do, if you know you're going to use Vuetify in your Vue app, you install it as soon as you create the app, because it does do a lot of changes. I'm going to show you some of these changes, but before I do, let's just go ahead and search for Vue Axios, because I'm going to be using Axios in this, so that's the next thing I'm going to install. I know that it's just an npm install Axios, but I just want to go there. So you can see in this new file that has been created, vue.config, and we have it exporting Vuetify. We also have this plugin folder here that has Vuetify.js. So this is importing that, and also in our assets we get the Vuetify logo. So you're gonna see a difference from what the normal Vue application would look like. So you would see the Vue SVG logo as well. It's not showing here, just showing this thing. But you will also see that. And I think that in the main.js file, we also imported Vuetify from plugins, Vuetify.js. So those are some of the changes that has been made. So let me just go ahead and go open this one, and I also want to open this here. This is a simple npm install, but I just wanted to show you that where you can go on and install it. But I think you're gonna have to do some configuration. So this is npm.js.org, and you can go ahead and see the installation here. And as you can see, there's a Medium article on how to use it for beginners, and this is how you consume API with this thing. But for now, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do the installation. That would be npm install Axios, or I think it's Vue Axios. Let me just go ahead and double check that before I run the command. You can see here npm install, yeah, so it's Axios and Vue Axios. So we're gonna save it as a dependency. So the good thing I had came to this site here. Let me just go ahead and add that in. Alright, so that's finished. Pretty good. Great. I'm seeing some vulnerabilities, but that's fine. Unfortunately, unlike Vuetify, it doesn't do some auto config for us, so we're gonna have to do some configuration. I'm gonna have to add Vuetify to this. So I can show you what to. I could type it up, but I can just go ahead and show you that all you have to do is just copy this line and paste it anywhere along the lines of here. And because we're all using semicolons, and I know that we already have Vue there, because I know that ESLint is gonna scream at me and tell me that we need to have semicolons, and also you're gonna say that, you know, these should all be in double quotes. So we're gonna use that standard, so basically our code standard in a sense, to be able to use that. And the final thing is just to say view.use, and some of these stuff you're not going to be able to do them in Vue 3, so you can see that it's a different setup in Vue 3, but we're not using Vue 3 just yet, so we're gonna leave that for now. So let me just go ahead and paste this right over here. But I like the way Vue 3 is, I'm just not ready to use it yet, so we're gonna save this. There's one thing, there's something that I want to also show, and that is I am using some plugins, and I wanted to just show that I'm actually using some for especially for Vuetify. I'm also using one for Vue. So these are the packages that I'm actually using. Alright, so as you can see, we have snippets, atom, Vuetify. So this is for Vuetify. We have emit, we have the file icon, which is what's giving this pretty icons here. We have Vue language that support the Vue component, and we have language Vuetify, our language Vue, and we have language Vuetify that supports Vue language in the Atom IDE. So that is that. I think we can go ahead now and run the server and just see if it auto configs. But I haven't really made a PWA with Vue. I normally use the Nux to do that, but I think I will really have to configure it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say npm serve. Let's just run the server. But if I have the config, I know that all we need is just the manifest.json file, and yeah, we need to connect that in in the index.html file. Let's just wait until that finishes serving. Alright, so our project has finished loading. You can see we got some ESLint warnings there, but we're good. So I'm going to open in here. It's not this, I think it's 80 actually. Let's see if this picks up the that's a PWA. Alright, and here's our beautiful Vue.js Vuetify application all set up there. You can see we have new Vue tests up here, and that's because that's what I initially named this project, to test the npm to see if it's working. But yeah, we don't have to worry about that. I'm not seeing where it's picking up that this is a PWA, but that's fine for now. I think what the reason for that is because we need to get put the we need to get the manifest.json file, and we need to add some other stuff to this file here. But for that, for now, let me see. And I also wanted to test the Axios to see if it's actually working. So that's the first thing that I'm gonna do. So let me just go ahead and open the views folder and go to home, or app actually. I'm gonna go to app, and let's see here. I'll just copy one, probably just copy one of these just to do it, just to go a little bit quicker. So we only need from here to here because we're using the app. So, and I'm gonna clear out most of what is here already. So this is definitely not supposed to be here. This has been removed in Vue 3, so that's not optional anymore. So that's that. So we're gonna get, this is, we need to import Axios though. So we need to say Axios. Let me see if it gives me an autocomplete so I can a good one from Axios. So we're gonna import that, and yeah, so we can use it down here. So that's when it is mounted, and what are we saving it in? Response. So I'm doing that, since it's returning this promise, then I guess what I could do is console log it. I don't have to, I could just print it out on the screen, but for now I guess I could do a console log, and I need to remove this. I'll do a console log on the response, paste it here. Or wait, let me just see if they had, okay, so they had a return in the thing. So let me just do what they did. So get rid of that, and I'm just gonna paste the info, I should say. So they added to info. So right along the lines of here, there is a Vuetify component called V divider. So I'm gonna use that to divide there, and then I'm just gonna do a p tag that will just print out the info here. So I'm gonna save this and let it rebuild. Alright, so we get warning, but it does work. So you can see Axios is working perfectly fine. So this is our API. This is the API data that we're getting back from this current API thing here. So we are getting that. So that's good. So we know that Axios is working fine. Alright, so now in terms of the PWA side of this application, because we have Axios working and all, and we have Vuetify installed, and we just need to set up the PWA side. So there is a couple things that needs to be done before. For one of them is that this thing, the service worker here, it only works on production mode. So you can see here it will only work on production. So we have these hooks that are here that will pick up whenever stuff happens, but they won't work just yet. Well, on the local development server, and also we need the manifest.json file to add there. So here, if I should come to the dev tool, alright, so you can see that this says app is being served from cache by service worker. Now you can see that the service worker has started, so you can see service worker has been registered. Where is that? So you can see app, the same thing, console log, and that it has been registered here. So now that it is working from here, but whenever we get rid of this, it won't show. And also it's saying that it didn't find the manifest.json, and that's something that I'm going to add in a sec. So the no icon was valid. Alright, so let's see if that has completed load. Let's see what happens next. Alright, so you can see the difference now. That's it. So it's not working. So what I want to do is I'm going to push this to my GitHub. I'm going to push everything here to my GitHub, and then I'm going to create a Netlify app. Last time I created a Netlify app, it wasn't working all that great, but I'm going to attempt it with this and see what happens. Alright, so before I do that, I am going to go ahead and create the manifest.js file in here. Or that JSON, I keep mixing it up, it's that JSON, and I would have already typed this out, so I'm not going to go ahead and type it again. So it's just, typical JSON file, open curly braces, and then some other stuff in there. But these are like these images that are here, some different ones for different devices and stuff. So that's that. Now in the index.json file, in the index.html file, I need to add a link tag. A link tag that is the manifest file. So we're gonna add that manifest.json, and we need to change it from style sheet to manifest. So manifest, and that should be that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put the complete file on the server, actually not on the server, on GitHub. So everything, the source code, I'm not gonna build it and then let Netlify build it for me. Just save all of this, and at least you'll get to see the command be running. And Netlify has updated the way that everything is pushed now, as far as I can see. Please stop. I don't want it to reload. It doesn't matter. I don't want it to reload. Cancel. Clear that. And Netlify, GitHub has changed the way that they do their stuff. So it's just I had created this sometime a couple days ago, but I haven't used it because I know that I was gonna use it. But yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to do has already done a git in it. Already has a git I'm just gonna go git add all to add all to that, and then git commit, and I'm just gonna say init commit, and then I'm gonna add the branch. So this is the client. So just run that, and then I'm gonna get this. You can see that there is a difference, capital M, and then here also it's not master anymore, it's main. Kind of prefer the master though, but it's fine. Alright, so that's finished. Let us now go ahead and refresh this. So there we go. This is our project, and that's it. Until whatever. The project is actually private now, but I may open it and make it public. I don't know, I'm probably gonna make it public, but for now, I am gonna pause this video, push this to Netlify, and then see if it works. So let's get into that. Alright, so I've completed that, and I am going to paste it here and show you. Probably I should have just pasted it in the next one, but I don't normally get a prompt in this browser here for PWA supported applications. Just to show you, it's now live, so you can go and check this out. I'll just leave the link also, but I'm gonna open it now in the the Chrome based browser. So let me just paste that in here. Alright, so it is now live. I don't get the immediate prompt to say install. Alright, so after messing around with this thing for a few seconds, I've realized certain stuff that I had made a mistake in the manifest that well, in the index.html file, I actually had a comma right here, somewhere along the lines of here, and that was definitely not supposed to be there, so I made a mistake on that line, so I edited that and fixed that up. I also fixed this here. I changed it around. I changed some of the stuff that's copied, and well, nothing really changed. I just copied and put it back. Just ensure that everything is correct. This is now PWA, but I'm gonna change this back to FGP tutorial, and the same. I'm just gonna put FGP for the short name, and that should be it. So that's FGP tutorial and FGP for the short name, and the background color is black, and I don't know what color this is, the theme color is, but should work with it. Alright, so I can save this now, and I am going to push this to my GitHub, so you can see I did a couple changes. Here, everything is correct, everything is good. So I'm just gonna redo the commit. So this will now be pushed to the live server. So you'll see all of that changes being made. This was the commit that I had made. I'm just redoing the commit just again, so it doesn't really make a difference, but I'm just pushing that, committing that, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and push this to GitHub, and then because I linked the Netlify account with the GitHub, it will just automatically update that. So I don't have to worry about going back and forth and building the project over and over again. All right, so that's that. Let me open this. So you can see we have this here. This still is the same thing. Everything is the same thing. Better in some sense. The name and all that gets, and then all that gonna be changed eventually. But for now, that the Lighthouse tool seems to not be working on this thing. I don't know why. Doesn't work on the local one. Normally with other projects that I have, it will show there's the Lighthouse tool. So this is just to check let's say progressive applications or just web applications to see the performance and all different kind of stuff. SEO, use this tool. So if with the live server here, you can see that it's highlighted. So I'll generate a report that you see everything that's there. All right, so you can see the performance is at 84%, and the accessibility is at 100%. Best practice is 93, SEO 87. PWA support, you can see that it is out of fast and reliable. These are the criteria for PWAs, and that's fast and reliable and installable and PWA optimized. So you can see we get 3 out of 3 for both of them, fast, reliable, and installable, and we got 6 out of 8 for the optimized version. So you can look at all of these things from it. Some of the stuff need to be changed and all of that. So this is what I normally use to have an idea of what to fix. In a sense, I use this to have an idea of what I need to fix. But as you can see here, it loads fast, so that's good. It works offline, so we get 200, so that's the OK status. And we have the start URL when it's offline, so that's all great. Uses HTTPS, and the service workers are fine with this, and the web manifest that it's installable requirements. So we have all of that set up from in this file here. So this is what is doing pretty much all of that. Because it is not it's not optimized as best, so we can see that we're still getting an issue here. And this maskable icon, there are some other stuff there, a whole lot of other stuff that needs to be added to the thing, but we're going to add those eventually. But for now, is that this is now installable. I'm not seeing the option on here, but I did it on my phone. So eventually when I go back and forth, it will be installable. But I did it on my phone, and I realized that I was able, it gave me the prompt to install, and I was able to install it on my own screen. So that's pretty great. So now we have PWA added to this thing. We have the router. We also have Vuetify installed. So we're pretty much set. The next thing to do is just to start the actual coding aspect of this now.